This is Chris Kell with your Peak Fitness Core Training Circuit for October. And what I want you to do with this, simply choose an exercise from each category, perform 4 prescribed reps and move on, perform them as a circuit. Alright, so for our core strength exercise, for our first exercise, we have a couple choices here. Alright, we're starting out, our first choice would be a straight leg sit-up. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm crossing my arms, I'm sitting straight up, pausing at the top, and coming back down. I'm pressing my back into the ground, keeping my abs tight. I'm trying to curl up like a C curve here as I sit up. And the main thing with the straight leg sit up is I am not bouncing off the ground. So I'm not doing this. And if you find that that is the case, it's too hard, take a little bit of weight off. There's no shame in that. Alright? The beginning progression would be I just start with my hands up like this, kind of using them as a counterbalance. As I become better, I can cross my arms here. And then finally, I can bring my hands to my head. And once again, sit straight up. If you find that to be easy, you can also hold a weight above your head also. But again, just make sure you're not balancing and perform slow and controlled reps with that. All right, now our second exercise is what is called a reverse crunch. All right, with a reverse crunch, I'm just going to hold on to like a bedpost or something that I can secure myself with. I'll turn this way so you can see me here. I'm pulling my knees to my chest here. I'm just coming in. Coming out just like that, alright? I'm pressing my knees together, pausing at the top, coming back in. Once again, I'm trying to press my back into the ground as I come back. I'm just performing anywhere from 6 to 8 prescribed reps as we go along here. Alright, for our third and final choice, alright, we have a leg lower with a toe tap, alright? So again, I'm holding on to something, keeping my abs tight, lowering, and then coming down with a double leg lower and coming back up. Really the key with this exercise is my back stays flat against the ground. All right? If you find that you're arching as you lower too low, then only come down kind of to the point where you can do so without that back arching. It'll get better as the month goes along. All right, now for our first core stability exercise, we have a couple plank choices here. We have a plank to push up. All right, so I'm in a plank position. I'm keeping my abs tight. I'm pausing for 3 seconds at the top. I'm coming back down. 3 seconds at the top, coming back down. I've got a plank rock back, okay, where I'm just rocking back on my toes. 1, 2, 3, etc. I've got a plank forward crawl. Okay, so I'm crawling forward to my elbows and coming back. Okay, and those are our choices. For each exercise, I just want you to pause at the top for at least 3 seconds and come back, alright? To make the plank easier, we can simply come onto the elbows, onto an elevated surface, much like a push-up. The main thing is that the torso is not rotating, keeping the back flat like a table. That's what I'm looking for there. All right, now for our lateral core exercise, all right, we've got several side plank variations and a standing variation. All right, our first one would be a side plank pulse. All right, and that's simple. You come into a side plank position, pulse up, come back down. I'm pressing into the ground, grabbing my wrist. This can also be done with legs bent. The main thing is you're getting this in the side versus the arm or low back or anywhere else. Our second exercise would be a side plank, what we call a row. So I'm going to come into a plank position, holding a dumbbell, simply row, kind of just to about the top of the midline here and lower. Okay, once again, I'm not using a dumbbell. It's still hard though. Okay, and again, I'd recommend anywhere from maybe a 10 to a 15 pound dumbbell, no heavier than that, simply because if you go too heavy, you're going to start to get in your shoulders and it becomes a strength training exercise. We're looking to kind of hit the core, so keep it fairly light. Our last exercise would be a standing band stir. Alright, so with this we would use, you would just maybe shut a band into a doorway, wrap it around a pole, whatever it may be. Get it out in front of you, keep your abs tight, stir 4 reps forward, and then we go counterclockwise. Alright, just like that. Obviously you're going to do both sides. Alright, now for our hip exercise, alright, we've got a couple choices here. We've got a single leg bridge with a kick out. Okay, so what I want you to do, if it says, 10 reps, perform 10 single leg bridges, and then immediately perform 10 kick outs, hold at the top for 3 seconds. Again, the goal is to keep that hip up the entire time. Alright, we've got a bird dog kick out, and with the bird dog I recommend like wrapping a band around the foot. Simply kick out 10 times, and then raise and lower, Okay, and for our last choice, what do we got? So we have a stability ball bridge, a stability ball rollback. So if you have a stability ball available to you, this is a great exercise. What I want you to do, feet are up on the ball, up, pause, come back down. Once again, 10 reps, and then 10 rollbacks. All right, and if that's fairly easy for you, what you can do is simply come onto one leg, raise it up, hold, come back down. All right, and that will not be easy for you, I promise. So again, choose one exercise from each category, perform them back to back as a circuit, move on to your next section of your workout.